Hello everyone and welcome to episode 102 of Two Left Thumbs, your source of weekly gaming news and updates. This week's episodes, we're not going to be chatting about Cyberpunk because everyone is dogpiling on that game and we think you'd be sick of that. So we're going to try something a little bit different this week because why the fuck not, it's Christmas. Let's just do that. So this week, joining me to get through all the best deals from Ranger Publishers across all your game platforms and talking shit about video games. Return guest, friend of mine. Last time she was here, she tried to abolish third world countries. Miss Zee, how are you?
Oh my gosh. Hi. I've completely forgot about that. Yeah. I think for a reason. Thank you for reminding me.
Well,
yeah.
You're welcome. I couldn't forget. Like, it was like I had to throw it in the intro. I was like, it was like when I did the I was like, all right, here's a guest. So, all right, cool. I'll talk to Zee. See if she'll come back on. And then I'm like, I have to use that for the intro. There is no way I can't use that. It's too good.
Oh boy. Yeah. Thanks.
Beautiful. You're welcome.
Thanks.
How you been?
Oh, plodding along. Crazy year. I think we're all aware of that.
It's been nuts this year, even just this week alone has been insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know you, they should, but for those who don't, who are you? What do you do?
Miss Zee or Zoe or Z, either or. I am a content creator. I'm from Mixer, just like Pops. We've known each other for 3 years now, maybe more. Since the beginning, really. Yeah, so that's about as long as I've been streaming as well. So partnered on Mixer, died with Mixer, started over on Twitch now. And yeah, variety streamer. So I play all the games. Currently playing a lot of Ark. That's my current addiction. Yeah, that's me. And outside of streaming, I'm a mum, so mama too.
It's always fun. We both also have that in common, the whole parenting saga, which is great when you mix it with the content creation. And it's an absolute fucking mess. It's so good. So Ark, you've been playing it solidly for like the last couple of months, right?
Not even a couple months, literally like 4 weeks. I think this is our
only been a month. It feels
week.
like forever since you started playing it.
Yeah. I tend to go on these big tangents. Like I'll play a survival game and then I'll just go on like a survival spree. And what did I play? I know I did Grounded and then I did Raft and then and then Ark came to the Game Pass on PC and Xbox. And it includes all the DLC up until Genesis, which is the most recent one. I couldn't turn up that. I was like, okay, let's try this out. Dinosaurs, survival, the ability to crossplay as well, Xbox and PC, was a huge thing. And yeah, it's crazy. Anyone that knows survival games knows that the content provided is ridiculous. And Ark has been around for so long that there is just so much content.
Around like 4 or 5 years now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been around for a while. I mean, look at other survival games like Minecraft, which has been around for over a decade now. And the replayability, especially when it's just continuous updates to a game, that can continually feed a community to keep playing and do all this cool new shit, is really, really cool. I think that's why survival games are so awesome, is because there's just always that possibility for expansion, which is cool. But speaking of expansions, Ark 2. I know nothing about Ark. I hate Ark. I don't really like Ark that much. Like,
did you try it once.
I did. I played it once. Oh, not once, but like I tried it for like a couple of weeks and I rage quit. I was like, no, fuck this. I die too much. I can't do it. It's dumb. I don't understand the system.
It's actually super common. It's actually super common. It's definitely, I think if I was playing it alone, I probably, it wouldn't be the same experience. I've chosen to strictly play it vanilla too. Like I've no backseat gaming. I've been enforcing that really hard because I want to experience it from a organic, vanilla perspective. I want to die. I want to make mistakes. I want my heart to break. Like that's how I feel games need to be played. And yeah, it's tough and it's so overwhelming in the beginning. Obviously, there's so much content and you just don't know what to do. And but you're not the first person that has given up quickly. It's brutal. The game is brutal in the beginning. Yeah, it is
I
really.
think I died like 4 times in an hour, and I had to spend like 10 minutes walking back to where I was, and the only enjoyment I got out of it was throwing poop at people, which is fine. But I don't know how long it's going to last me. Although
I think where a lot of people go wrong as well is there are the official servers, which are like the open servers that the game provides, and that's where it's open, it's public, and sometimes you go in and there's thousands of days have already passed, and you've got the noob bashes and all of that if you're doing PvP. But yeah, it's really overwhelming. But if you have your own server, I know not everyone has the ability to do that, but you can change a lot of settings and everything, but the game does not hold your hand. No, there's no tutorial. You have to figure out everything you're on your own, unless you want to go down the route where you read the Dodo Decks, which is like the Wikipedia for the game.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
So you can do that as well. But once you get over that first hump, and you survive, a night, it gets easier, and you get into the swing of it. And I really recommend the game. It's free on the Game Pass.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Why not? I mean, I maybe pick it up again. Maybe, I don't know.
Play with some friends though,
right? I did play with friends originally. There was so I was playing with Rat and my wife.
Okay.
And someone else, and so they're kind of this is what you do, go out and do the things. I'm like, okay, and I just found that start game to be super super frustrating. And for me, that takes a bit. It's just like
you literally have to gather with your fists, like you go punch.
Yeah, it's you got to punch stuff, which is
while
fun.
there
I like
are
things.
while everything's trying to kill you.
It's very hardcore in that first kind of early game. But I mean, I've seen some late game stuff. Like I think I saw you playing last night with like a trank gun and shit, which is fucking cool. To go from like punching dinosaurs to like shooting them with trank guns and shit.
And I haven't even scratched the surface of Endgame.
Really? Wow.
I didn't even make it to Endgame. So I had a different server, and I've just had to give that up because the days ran out. And now I've partnered up with Nitrado, who are the game server guys worldwide,
right.
and they've provided me with a new server. So I've actually started fresh today, basically, and we started on the second map, which is called Scorched Earth. It's outback Australia almost, but you start and you're on you're basically on fire, and like there's no protection from this extreme heat. You're dropping dead because you can't find a water source. But that was fun. It was really fun to go through that again, and I've met some really cool people through the ARC community, and I think a lot of people have come in just for nostalgia, watching someone suffer all over again and
suffer the first time. It seems to be a big thing, not only with survival games but games in general. I find a lot of people like go back like a few years later and they'll find someone that's what they're doing their first playthrough, and they'll just sit there and just like either have the big nostalgia hit going, oh, I remember this moment, it was so cool, blah 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 blah, or they're just laughing at your pain. It's such a weird thing, but I mean that's how people are. They like laughing at people's pain and nostalgia, so why the fuck not, right?
Yeah.
So
Arc 2.
Man, talk to me about it. I know not much about Arc, but how the fuck does Vin Diesel fit into a fucking survival game? Do you know?
I laughed. I laughed when I saw the Game Awards trailer. I was like, what the F? I think I was only like 2 weeks into Arc at that point, and I was like, this isn't right. What is he doing? It's said we all make jokes about souped up dinos and, I don't know. A big gripe I have with Arc is that I play a lot of games for story. It's what motivates me. And it's very scattered in the Arc world. Like you just literally find random notes scattered, and they're all
it's very like you find the lore throughout the world kind of deal. Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
I don't like that either. I like it being handed to me on a platter going, here's the story, enjoy it.
And having objectives, like you need to go here, and do you know what I mean?
Yes,
like
exactly.
It doesn't
give me that checklist.
It doesn't do that at all in this game. And that's why when I saw the Arc 2 trailer, I was like, surely if they have Vin Diesel in the trailer, maybe they're going for a more story orientated game this time. Because you wouldn't think that they would motion
that's the
big
impression I got
actor.
as well. Like I think I saw somewhere as well that they're going for a slightly more story driven base. Still gonna have that survival,
so.
but it's gonna be like more of a. It's gonna have more like action adventure thrown into it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I
hope
might
they
just be a story. I mean, we looked at the Atlas trailer, which was also from these guys, and that turned out nothing like the trailer at all.
They got trailers have been deceiving us since the dawn of time, really, haven't they?
Yeah.
So it's not out of the. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that. Yeah. Oh god, we're not talking about Cyberpunk.
I know. I don't want to, but it's all I've been playing this week. I was like, oh my god, it's fresh in my brain.
I have not touched it. I'm one of the people that are sort of just stepping back and letting them iron out a few issues, and I'll play it on PC eventually. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that they literally just got Vin Diesel for the trailer. I don't know, but it is odd. But apparently, I've learned since that he's actually like thousands of hours of gameplay in Ark. Like he loves the game.
He's a big fan, really. I mean, we know he's a gamer. If we were at the Game Awards last year, we all heard that Vin Diesel is a big gamer, and he was releasing a game. Yeah, that went well.
I don't talk about either.
But I mean, that's really cool. It's good to see things like this. I mean, with the Game Awards as well, it was kind of annoying, but it was good to see that they were pushing actresses and actors into the roles of like handing out the awards and stuff. Bringing gaming kind of more into the main spotlight. But it also feels like we're gonna get a cheapened experience because they're doing it for the dollars in the advertisement. I have mixed feelings, same as you. I get that it's good for us in the long run to have it more mainstream gaming and the universe and the culture and everything like that, but it does take away from those who have already invested hours and hours in the industry, and they're sort of shoved to the side. Sorry, this person's more famous than you. Just they're gonna do the award that you give a shit about. It's an interesting place to be in.
I share the same opinion, definitely.
Yeah. So,
but aside from that trailer, we know nothing else.
Nothing else. They're bringing out a TV series, right? As well, yeah.
Yes. And exciting, actually. It's centered on Helena. Helena is one of the people you get notes from in the game, and she's Australian. Cool. She's Australian. Yeah,
I did see the casting. I did see the cast listing, and it's actually fucking impressive. Like,
there's some big names. Yeah,
I was shocked. Now let me find it. I've got it here. There's Gerard Butler, Elliot Page, David Tennant, Alan Tudyk, Carl Urban, Russell Crowe, and Vin Diesel. And they're just the ones I picked out because I recognize. I'm like, holy fucking shit.
There was more. There was another one. I forget his name. Kurt. Someone. Did you say that? Maybe didn't take it over that one, but it's
the guy from The Boys. Is that the one you're thinking of? Or is it a different Kurt? Yeah, Kurt Urban. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, crazy. I'm really looking forward to that. I've been saying for ages that dinos have been excluded from gaming, like nowadays gaming, for so long. Like I grew up playing games like Dino Crisis, Turok, I just feel like there's a huge market there that needs to be tapped back into. I would love a survival horror. And even if they remake Dino Crisis, that would be great. But, but the market for it.
There was like a Left 4 Dead style wave-based dinosaur game that came out. And it was like the first proper inverted commas dinosaur game, and it looked really, really cool. But it's been buried in development, I think, again. It was supposed to come out. I was in for the beta, and then they cancelled the beta, and they said, look, we're just going to give you some cool stuff in game for signing up for the beta. That never happened. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave this alone. I'll come back to it when I can get it at a deal. But I mean, that's the first thing we've really seen, aside from Ark. And I think you're right, dinosaurs are way, way, way underused. We see way too many zombies and too many fucking dinosaurs, and not enough dinosaurs. Because every game is like, oh, here's another variation of zombies. It's like, yay, we've been doing this for fucking years. Give us something fresh. Dinosaurs. I mean, even if we need to do zombie dinosaurs to transition to make everyone feel better about it. You know what? The fucking zombie dinosaurs might be onto something there.
Zombie dinosaurs, oh my god. Yes,
could you imagine, like, face melted, rotting T-Rexes just roaring, and it's like half of it. It'd be terrifying. It would be terrible.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
dinosaurs are already terrifying, but yeah,
Oh, they're adorable. What are you
undead
talking about?
dinosaur. Oh, adorable.
They're so cute.
It's like in Ark, whenever you see a compy, you know what a compy is? Like those little tiny dinosaurs, little tiny. They look like little raptors.
I think I know the
Probably
ones.
see
Yeah,
them in Jurassic Park or something. But yeah, in the game, one will come up to you and it's like, meh, and it's so cute, and you're like, oh, so cute. And then you see like 5 coming behind him, and that's when they grow a set of balls when they're in a pack, and they're like,
oh, little murder trains. No.
so cute. But that was what's enjoying about the game as well. I think you almost benefit a little bit from going in not knowing much about dinosaurs, because I've learned so much, and it's brought a certain amount of content and laughs in general. Me going into a situation and being like, "What's that? Is that a friendly dinosaur? Is that a herbivore, or is that a carnivore?" And then I'm like creeping up and it ends up going hilariously wrong.
Excellent. That's what you love to fucking see.
I've
education
learned so
and
much.
games is what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Learn more about dinosaurs is good. So let's talk about Burnout a little bit, because I know that's something you and I have gone through recently. I know. I have a feeling that's why you kind of got stuck in Ark the way you did as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like
hard,
accredited to this year, or is it the streaming thing? You reckon it's just this year?
I think that this year, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm overwhelmed for choice. I find that when I am overwhelmed for choice, I have so many games to choose from. Yeah, I do get quite overwhelmed. And yeah, you're right in a way. I think I've stuck to Ark because I'm enjoying it. And I'm just trying to focus on something that's going well right now. And I do binge things. I am kind of known for, like, I'm variety, but if I like something, I'll tend to binge it. You know, when Phasmo came out, I played about 100 hours before I got burnt out. And I was like,
I've noticed you tend to, you get a game and then you're straight into it. And then you're there for hundreds of hours and you're, I'm done. And then you're on to the next one.
Yeah. I've been really stuck into multiplayer a lot this year. I think because of the year, like I've just needed laughs with friends and more than ever.
The isolation thing as well, you know, not being able to go out and do the whole general social thing. I think we've also been leaning a lot on the internet for social interaction, which is fantastic, because it's a tool that it should be used for. That's how it should be used, not everything else it gets used for. But I think it's been a good thing. I've been different. I tend to recluse a little bit when I'm not feeling games, and so I get stuck into a lot of single player stuff. So I like chatting with people, and that's kind of always why I've done the streaming thing as well. But sometimes I just want to like talk shit and play games, and that may not necessarily be like the single player or the multiplayer experience, because I generally suck at it, and then I feel bad for letting everyone down, and then it's a whole cycle of like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. But it's so I get stuck in the single player stuff, and I think I got to a point a couple of months ago. I was just after we'd come out of like shutdown, because I've been off work and stuff, and I didn't know what to do, because I had too much time and too much to, but not a lot to choose from either. It was a kind of a dry spell for games, because a lot of games got delayed, and just kind of sat there and went, oh fuck. And now we're ramping back up, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to play, because there's all these games out, and they're just like, oh, because I've got Valhalla and Cyberpunk there. I'm still trying to play Destiny 2. And the big games, like they're like requiring commitment. I love like short-term games, you know, 8-10 hour games where it's like over in a week. It's been really good, because I've been playing Spider-Man as well, the Miles Morales one, which has been fantastic.
And that's a shorter game, isn't it?
It's a very short game. Yeah, my kids are giving me crap because they've finished. My oldest son has finished it twice. Once on the hardest difficulty, and I'm like on the second last. He's like, Dad, you need to hurry up so we can finish it. You're so bad. And then he would sit there and watch me play, and he would start giving me crap. I'm like, really? Is this how it's gonna
Is this
be?
what
Am I
it's
am I
come to?
am I
Yeah.
bad now? Am I old? Has my age affecting me?
Oh, I got that to look forward to.
Oh, yours haven't started yet.
Mine calls me a noob all the time, but
Oh,
yeah.
great. That's a good way to start. Yeah, that's.
My son finished his first game today, like his first. He played Bendy in the Ink Machine.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's obsessed with Bendy, and it's school holidays now, obviously. And
Yeah.
last week he got all the way to chapter 3 in like 2 hours. Because the kid has obsessively watched it on YouTube for God knows how long.
My kids do the same. Like they know more about Five Nights at Freddy's from watching it. I only gave them the game like 3 days ago, and they've already beaten it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Blasted through it, and today he went from chapter 3 to 5, finished the game, and it was just like beautiful though. Like he was so proud of himself, and
it is. Yeah. Those first game finishes are always nice. I think my oldest, his first one was Lego Marvel. He finished the game and got 90% of the collectibles as well. He was really proud of himself. It's adorable. It's like, look, Dad, I finished. I'm like, your heart just like melts a little bit. He's like, oh.
I can't talk about my kids too much because like I cry. I don't know what it is. I just get so emotional about them because they're just like my whole world, and it just so proud of them. But in regards to like larger games and stuff, I've been struggling honestly for a long time with RPGs and JRPGs on stream now. I find it really hard to I think it's immersion. Like I don't think that I'm getting the same level of immersion I used to get, when I didn't stream. And I don't know. I've found it really difficult.
I've noticed the same thing.
Players, but yeah.
Like it becomes like, because again you're so kind of mindful of chat, what's going on, and you're distracted, you're talking, you're laughing at them, so and it does kind of pull you out of the game a bit. And then like I've had times where I've missed dialogue because I'm just busy talking shit. And then oh fuck, and then like later on, like how the fuck is what the fuck is going on? What did I miss? What happened again? And I'm like one of those people that move at the movies are like halfway through and like, so why is this happening again? And he's like, oh no, I'm one of those people. I missed choices on Cyberpunk because they're like timed ones, and I'm like, oh, what was the choice? Like, oh, it was this. I'm like, no, I wanted to do that.
Stuff are always fun. It's scary. It was one of the things that I was very afraid of when I began streaming, was that I would lose my love for games. I think I put an amount of pressure on myself for that as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to be kinder to myself. It's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy time for us as streamers as well, with everything that happened with Mixer and having to start over, and it's a relentless world, the streaming world as well. Like you stop, you're pretty well done for unless you can really you gotta have pull it back. Skin. One of the people I'd like to fucking credit for bringing it back hard is Dania from Attack on Geek. She went from she lost, like she was very very heavily invested in Mixer. And then she went away for a while, and then everything went wrong. And then she was like, well, fuck, what do I do? And she was really, I mean, a lot of us were. She's still having such a hard time, the poor thing. She's such a beautiful person, but like endless accomplishments. She's just. Yeah, she just keeps smashing it, and she's a fucking inspiration. I'm going to have to try and get her on one of these days. I've been meaning to. We've been chatting like for the last 6 months. I'm like, hey, like when we first started getting guests, I'm like, hey, would you love to come on? We'd love to have you on because you're fucking amazing. And it's like, yeah, cool. And then she gets busy, then I get busy, and then it just hasn't happened. So hopefully next year, I'd love to get her on for a chat because I'd love to pick her brain a little bit. It'd be good. Yeah. Yeah. Especially about Xbox. Yes. Xbox. She's big Xbox super fan. I love it. She's so awesome too. It's great. But yeah, single player games have been hard to play. Very hard. And I think that I'm running out of brain power right now. That's what it's like all year. It's been like this. Just mush. You just like you start and then like you go, everything's gone. Right. So you were talking about what you played even. Wow, hello. Earlier on in your little gaming life. So I'd like to take a little trip down memory lane
Not that I know anything about your past that much, but let's talk about you as a young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed gamer.
Yeah.
What was your first?
My first video game?
Yeah.
That's such a hard question. I could not tell you what my first game was.
What
I know
do you
I had
remember?
I know I had some babysitters who had consoles like the Sega, Atari, but then in my home life we had PC. My dad was a PC gamer, but we also had an Atari Lynx, which was like a handheld. Do you remember the Atari Lynx?
I think so. It
was like
been
this
so long.
handheld. Yeah, used to play a lot of like Crystal Miner on the Atari Lynx, and then I remember we had the 64. But for me, like I played all of those games, and I played on the PC as well. For PC, it was mainly like RTS. So my dad has been playing StarCraft since the dawn of time, like every day of my life. StarCraft.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh yes, and then like Age of Empires and Command & Conquer, Red Alert, like all the RTS. And then when we switched to online gaming, I remember my dad brought a PlayStation 1 home. This is iconic for me. I guess this is when you could say I fell in love with gaming, was PS1, Sony. Yeah, I think it was when I was a more mature kid, when gaming really started to make sense to me. I think it was when games really started getting stories and stuff as well. And that's what made me fall in love with gaming. And he came home with the PlayStation 1 and he had a big tub full of games. And he'd gotten the PlayStation, like, don't arrest us or anything now. I'm sure it's okay now. But, I used to take them to the backyards and get them chipped so you could play games from all over the world. Anyway, nice. That's where we got it from. And he had a tub of, games. And that's when we started playing everything. And so survival horror was huge. I used to love playing survival horror with my brother. So there was the Resident Evil games, the Silent Hill games, Dino Crisis. And then you jump over to story games and you would have your Final Fantasy. And for me, Suikoden 1 and 2 are like my favorite games of all time, JRPGs. But then there was also, like Crash Bandicoot and all of that as well. And it was just a whole new world. I had so much variety and yeah, that's definitely when I fell in love with gaming. PlayStation 1.
I don't have a big knowledge base in JRPGs. Explain them to me, because I kind of know what they are. I know I'm embarrassed a little bit. I kind of know what they are, but I've never played one, and I don't know if I want to or not. So
well, if you think RPG, if you think of like a universe of RPG, open world RPG, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla or whatever, it's that but scaled even larger almost. And I think that it's technically a JRPG because of the art style, correct me if I'm wrong, but because
so it's
more
it's
like
closer
an
to that anime style stuff,
graphic.
right? Okay. And the super over the top grunting.
No,
because it's the reason I can't do anime. It's every 30 seconds, but no, just
playing, I suppose. But we didn't even have like a voice acting and stuff back in the day.
True,
It was all text-based stuff. But yeah, it's large universes. Typically more of a fantasy, mythical style game as well. I think that technically it's just a JRPG because it's a Japanese role-playing game.
So this is based in it's created in Japan, and it's for that audience.
Like Final Fantasy
mostly.
Is classed as a JRPG.
Yeah.
You've never played a Final Fantasy game?
No. I have not played a lot of games that I should have played, and see, I was never brought up. I'm sorry. Look, Greg gets mad at me for this all the time, but I didn't have a PlayStation. My first experience with the PlayStation was PlayStation 1, and it was Resident Evil 2.
I think I was
watching someone play it. They wouldn't let me because I was too young. I'm like, no, this is too scary. You can't handle this. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
This is at some party, and so I my first console that I got was inherited from my grandfather, because my grandfather loved gaming. He had a Sega, an Atari, and a Nintendo 64.
that's
And when
awesome. You don't see that. Like, I've never heard.
He was such a
great.
tech head though. Like we go to his house for Christmas or whatever. And he's just got like speakers rigged up everywhere. He's got a whole media room with like keyboards, and then a PC for gaming, and then consoles.
Super progressive, which you just never saw for that era.
Age,
That's
right? Like this is back when I was like, fuck, 7 or 8. I know it was
That's
earlier.
so cool.
I was like 6. But when he passed away, he left me the 64. So that was like my first console, and it had 3 games. It had Chopper Attack. It had one of those weird random golf games, and then Dad bought me the Pod Racer game.
I think I remember Pod Racer.
Pod Racer.
Me,
It's actually they've re-released it on Switch. And you can get it on PC, which is really cool. I mean, to go get it and just like nostalgia keep. It was just a racing game in Pod Racers, and it was so much fun. I used to sink fucking hours into it, just like perfecting the tracks and stuff. And then I think it was James Bond came out.
GoldenEye.
Ooh, and
Perfect Dark.
Oh yes, Game
Game
oh my god,
Awards.
Game Awards, Perfect Dark, fucking yes. I love that game too. That was my second dip into multiplayer. James Bond was first, and then Perfect Dark came along, and me and my mate started playing it.
So many hours in GoldenEye on the 64.
That was like LAN party days. We'd sit there. I get all my mates around, and we'd sit there fucking and we just used to wreck each other and talk shit. It was so good. Perfect Dark, holy shit! That was like. And that's Microsoft's new studio, the Initiative, as well. So that's all the guys have poached from Sony, basically. They've got I think the creative director from God of War, someone from Insomniac. Like, so they've got like heaps of like guys that have like from the Sony's main headline studios come and work in this game. We've got a few other big shots in there with writing and stuff as well. But it's a big star-studded team. I can't remember who was on exactly. We did cover it earlier on the year, but. I didn't think they'd be working on a Perfect Dark game. It totally took me out.
That took me completely by surprise. I was like, what? I haven't thought about this game in like 20 years. Who knows how long?
Because the last game that came out was Perfect Dark Zero. And that wasn't...
I never played it. No, I only ever played...
And it wasn't as good as OG Perfect Dark. So I kind of played it and no. Because I like got it thinking, Perfect Dark will be fucking amazing. But it wasn't that great. It was good, but it wasn't what I was expecting at that time, as a hyped up fucking 15-year-old, it's
yeah. I'm not sure. I'll play it for the title, but beyond that, like, what does Perfect Dark have that we've not experienced in other games since 64? I think it was a platform, it was a special thing, a rare thing on 64, but now is it real progressive?
Yeah. I mean, so from what I've read, right, it looks like they're going like openish world. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So because it was always a very kind of linear kind of shooter, right? With some like kind of exploration and stealth stuff. So it's very kind of Tom Clancy Splinter Cell-esque. In that way, to relate it to something newer. So if it's like that and it goes the way that Splinter Cell Blacklist did, which was fantastic if you haven't played that, really fucking good game. I love the Splinter Cell series, and every time they bring out something about Rainbow Six Siege, I cry to fucking
imagine
sleep.
If they bring Perfect Dark out before you get a Splinter Cell game.
Well, there's been more recent Splinter Cell games, so I'm okay with that. But I'm just sick of Ubisoft fucking teasing me, seriously. Like,
yeah, I remember that, and then they dropped the character, the Sam Fisher character, wasn't it, or something? So disappointing.
And then they put him in a mobile game. You know how upset I was about that?
I heard the world cry.
It was so terrible. I'm like, what are you doing to Sam? I want to see him back, and they almost put him back and goes recon, but as like an NPC. I'm like, this is lame, Ubisoft. I know you're holding him for a title later down the track. Just give it to me. Let me know you're working on it, please. But so if it goes down that road, it'll be really, really good. I think. I know. This is the problem I have with the next gen too, right? There's not enough there that's going, holy shit, this is next gen. It's just ray tracing, and I'm like, I could do that already.
That's why I've held off on the PS5. I was lucky enough to get the Series S from Xbox A and Z, so I was lucky to get that next gen. But yeah, I'm holding off on the Sony until one of these next games come out, like Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or God of War, the new
Yeah,
God of War game.
God of War is the one I'm holding out because I'm still mad at Horizon Zero Dawn for being a clusterfuck on PC.
Oh, I didn't even. Yeah, I haven't even. I heard about it. I heard about it, but I played it on Sony.
Optimized. I mean, Death Stranding, same company. They did an amazing job porting it. Horizon Zero Dawn was just.
Did you play the PC port
of Horizon Zero Dawn?
Death Stranding.
No, I haven't played Death Stranding at all.
You haven't played. You haven't played. Look at this. I am a huge fan.
I know. I don't know. Like I've seen. I watched you play a little bit. I watched a few people play a little bit. I'm like, okay, because I didn't want to spoil it in case they did want to play it, because I've heard nothing but fucking play this game. Because Static's been on me to play it as well, and I want to play it, but I don't know, because I get so bored just walking to places. But I do. Okay. Like Valhalla kills me because I'm like, you've got to travel. Actually, the first time it happened was with Odyssey, and it's like, okay, for this mission you have to travel 10,000 fucking meters, which was the other side of the map, to pick a dude up and then go all the way fucking back. Just like, and I'm like,
honestly, I never, and this was streaming it too. I don't know if it's Burnout that has affected me more so with these more open world games. Maybe I was in a different place back then, but I played it all on stream. And there was never a point where I felt, ugh, like this is shit. Like this is too much travel. I think the difference is I don't think Death Stranding makes a good viewing experience. I think that's where people have gone wrong.
I've heard that as well, there is a lot of
traveling. Yeah, there is a lot of traveling. But when you're the player and you're immersed in the game, you have the motivation. You know why you're going from A to B.
Right, yeah, and there's some mechanics when it comes to traversal as well.
You got to balance
that make us image, and you've got to constantly balancing and stuff. So it's not just like hold forward and go.
You've got this, like the supernatural enemies, but then you've also got to worry about humans as well. Like and you know, the baby on your chest, and there's so much more to it. And you do get vehicles as well. Like it's not the game got way too much slack for being a walking simulator.
Yeah, well, it reviewed really well. I think it was the initial kind of reception for it was like, this is just a fucking walking sim. What are you guys doing?
And I think that came from a viewing experience more so than an actual playing experience. Yeah, no, amazing game. It was game of the year for me last year, and I've got it on PC now. And I can't wait to play it again. I'm just sort of waiting until it fades a little more, if it can, because that game resonated with me for so long.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was so good. I love Mads Mikkelsen
spoilers,
as well.
But
no spoilers.
I mean, I still might. Like, it's on my list of games I may actually play eventually one day if I ever get around to it, which is ever growing, by the way, because I still haven't played Doom Eternal. And I was hyped as fuck for that.
Sad. I have it on Bethesda, and then it came to Game Pass. I downloaded it both times because when I had it on Bethesda, so I have an AMD build, and I think this is why it doesn't work, but my OBS will not game capture it. And because I
have an AMD build as well.
Can you game capture it? Have you tried?
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I haven't. I heard there was some workarounds. I know Winky has streamed it.
Yeah, I have two PCs.
Game Pass, it was right.
I have two PCs, so I have my gaming and
so it might be different.
So the workaround would be that you window capture instead of game capture. I can't window capture because
interesting. Oh, because of the
PCs.
Yeah. You got a capture card? Would that work?
I want to play it though. I wonder if it might work if I run it through the capture card. I don't think I tried that. I can't remember, but I did try it both times. That's what made me think that it was more so a hardware interference somewhere. I think that because the game runs on the Vulkan engine, that's all I can think about.
That's because I think it has something to do with their safety things as well. I know a few games that have issues with window capture and stuff because they're protecting against certain things with their antivirus and stuff. But I mean, you've got the. I mean, I know. Doom Eternal, first-person shooter, should be played on PC, but
You tell me play it on Xbox, like my community tells me. Yeah, they say get it on Xbox.
I mean, it's already there on Game Pass. It's on both.
I do want to do it because it's definitely something I want to play.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good single player game to do in between this other
games.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't sat down and played a story game in a long time. I don't remember the last time I did. It's been a while.
Has it really been that long for you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what I played last. I tend to, if I have these moments, I sometimes revisit a lot of games like from Sony. So I did start playing last week The Suffering, which was one I never played. It's a survival horror from PlayStation 2 that apparently was on Xbox too.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I'll play like a shorter game to try and motivate me back into it. I can't remember what the last. I'd have to look into it. What the last single player game I played was. But yeah, I feel Doom would be a good one.
I think that Doom, because it's short too. It's not long. As far as I know, it's about 10 hours, which is solid, and it's what you want from Doom. Yeah. So I'm the opposite. I haven't played multiplayer in ages. I think the last multiplayer I played was Squadrons, which was fun as fuck, by the way. But I played that for the single player as well. But yeah, Doom would be fantastic. I've also been eyeing off Control because it's now on Game Pass as well, and I'm just like, all right, another one to the list.
Haven't you played Control?
No.
Did you play it?
Nope. I
was one that was underwhelmed by Control. That game got a lot. Yeah, I was very underwhelmed. I did play it. I don't know. It didn't. Yeah. I don't know.
Because Gray played it and he was like, "This is fucking fantastic. You've got to play it. The game's really, really good." He really fucking jived with it. But it looks. I love visuals, and I think that's what, if anything, that's what will pull me through that game is the visuals, because they were fucking, like, from what I've seen, just through photo mode.
Yeah, there's a section called the Ashtray Maze, which you've probably heard people rave about. That part of the game was the best part of the game.
Yeah, and it'd be good. What else haven't I played yet? Doom Eternal.
There is so much I have not played.
Death Stranding, all the Final Fantasy games apparently.
Have you checked that Game Pass out lately? Because
isn't it just, it's dumb. I mean, I've been playing on my phone too.
How do they make money? They just give all these amazing games out for free.
They have these really good deals too. Like, I think the way they're making money, right, is, I mean, everyone forgets, like, I always forget this with Discord, you know, you get your 3-month subscription, right, and then Discord just automatically takes it even though you, like, set it to not, and it's like, oh, you're subscribed for another month on Discord Nitro. I'm like, excuse me, what? There goes $20 AU, thank you very much.
I had to cancel mine because it did the same thing.
Yeah, I keep I'm like, 3 months, yes, and then I forget, and then I'm like, oh. And then my wife's like, why the fuck is there 20 US coming out of Discord? I'm like, oh, fuck. It's fine, I'll go cancel it. Oh, and then they have a deal with Disney Plus as well, where you get like 3 free months.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like you get like a trial period with them. I thought it was like a full month, but it seems to be just a trial period. So they're getting the advertising dollars from there, I think, especially with Disney, because they got fucking deep pockets. And they're pretty hot right now with The Mandalorian everywhere. Have you been watching that? Okay, I won't talk about it then. That's fine.
No, so I'm not big on Star Wars. I've never really been into. I love the original movies. I've not watched any of the new stuff, and I have been hearing amazing things about The Mandalorian. And I did ask my community just a couple of days ago. I was like, could you watch it from a perspective where, like, you sort of going in blind? I know the basics of the universe, but the old universe, I don't know.
Universe. Well, this is set kind of back then a little bit. It's like just after that. So realistically, if I'm right, I'm pretty sure it's set after the original 3, or not long after. So you would be right. Like
the ones that were on VHS. So I just, beyond that, I have not seen any of these.
I think you'd be okay. If I can make recommendations, watch that. You should watch Clone Wars, which is an animated series, which is fucking fantastic.
I've seen the TV series Clone Wars. The anime. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on TV. I didn't realize there was a movie.
There's a movie as well, but it's basically a summary of the first couple of seasons.
Oh, okay.
But it's a 10 season long. It's a 10 season run. Fucking fantastic series to watch. Really good character development. And Rogue One. Rogue One was a fantastic fucking movie, and that
was one of the newest ones. Yeah.
One of the newer ones, but it ties into the older ones. It's set in that time period. And so there's some really cool throwbacks there, which I won't spoil for you, but yeah, they're really cool. So those ones are kind of I'd recommend to watch if you get around to it. I hate forcing people to watch things.
You wouldn't be forcing me anyway, but
I
want to jump on the hype train because it sounds like
Lord of the Rings, and now she hates it because she was forced to watch it. And I don't want to ruin that shit for people. Like, I'll suggest it. Hey, you should watch this, and these are the ones you should watch. Don't watch the new trilogy. It's but
I was just always more of a Trekkie than Star Wars.
My dad was a Trekkie.
Usually one or the other, isn't it? So my dad was a Trekkie and X-Files, so that's what I grew up on.
It was Trekkie and James Bond movies for me. And so I grew up on that. And I still love Star Trek. I've been meaning to catch out. There's a newer series out. I have been meaning to watch as well. No, there's Picard and there's Discovery.
I tried. Oh my God. Picard was so good because it was just one big nostalgia fest.
Right.
But I tried Discovery. I've only watched the first episode and it's not. Yeah,
it's not good. Yet. I had the same thing. So I watched the first episode and I was like, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I need to try again.
I need to invest more time in this. I mean, it took me 9 goes to watch the first episode of Walking Dead, and then I loved it for a few seasons. And
sometimes it can just be like a time in your life, you know, like it's circumstantial. Exactly. You just weren't focused properly. Something else was on your mind. So
it's the same reason that I haven't played Skyrim yet, because I played Elder Scrolls.
Skyrim is overrated. I'm sorry, but
no, that's the thing. I played Elder Scrolls and I didn't like it. I was like, okay, I got like 12 hours in. I'm like, this is fucking boring.
Which one?
The one before. So it's the 4th one.
Oblivion,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oblivion is the best one.
I know, and I played like 12 hours and I was like, I don't like this, but now I play a shitload of RPGs and I fucking love them. So I don't know if it was me back then or if it's the game, but now the game's kind of too old to go back and replay without me having a headache. But then Skyrim's been remade like 40,000 times and now it's on Game Pass as well. I'm like, do I?
If it's on Game Pass, maybe do it, but I think Skyrim just got huge because of mods. And just because it became available on so many platforms. So the availability of it, because I just felt, it was not as good as Oblivion or Morrowind.
Yeah, again, I can't compare it. I don't know any of them. I can't compare it. You can't. I mean, I've seen people play it. I've watched people play it. I'm like, okay, cool. It's kind of like...
It's not a watching experience. I don't know how people... can watch like sit down and actually watch someone play RPGs, especially really big ones like that. It's a good background thing, I think, maybe for nostalgia, but
well, like when normally when I'm streaming, I'm doing that. I'm playing them off stream as well. I'm like, you know what, guys, I'll try not to miss any major story beats on stream, but I'm just gonna go fucking side questing and do shit and get some gear. It's kind of been how I've been working it. But yeah, I've been playing ESO a little bit, and I'm having the same. Yeah, I'm get
into it. It felt really slow.
I'm trying. Felt real slow. But I just don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, I like it, it's cool, but I don't know if it's grabbing me yet. I've played about 20-ish hours roughly. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. I've been playing with people as well, so it's been kind of my social interaction for the week kind of deal. One for the week, more like the month. I play very infrequently. But I think maybe I need to just kind of jam it by myself and kind of figure some stuff out.
It's an MMO though, so you can't compare it.
It's an MMO, and it's
played with other people. I feel there are some people that enjoy playing MMOs alone, but I'm not one of those people.
It's very lore heavy as well. Like there's a lot of lore story, and because I'm not, it's a lot, and it's not. I don't know, because I'm not invested in that universe. I don't know anything about Tamriel or anything that happened previously. I'm just like, okay, why are we doing this? Who is this dude? And then someone explains significance, and I'm like, and then
in one ear and out the other. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I
I
tried to get
play.
into WoW this year,
Yeah, just
and
couldn't do it.
no, I couldn't. I enjoyed the parts that I was like running dungeons with friends and everything, but WoW, like, there is no obvious way to start the story and continue the story. So if there's no even just an icon to say this is the main story would make sense. There is
Yeah,
none of that. So you're sort of jumping, and then I was jumping between DLCs. Like 1 minute I would be in what's the name of the Battle Azeroth, which is like just that one, and then I'd be in Pandaria, and then I'd be in a different expansion, and you're just jumping from expansion to expansion without finishing. It's
any
just yeah,
storylines, it's kind of rough.
yeah,
Yeah, I found that with Elder Scrolls as well. I was like, okay, where's the fucking main quest? Because
yeah.
I was told Elder Scrolls is it's a fun RPG, but you need all these mods to play it that help you with the HUD and all the quests and shit. I'm like, so you need mods to make it good. Is it a good game that way? And so that stuck me up. That stuck me as well because I'm not playing with any mods. I'm like, no, I'll play the vanilla game as it is, and I will
Like
suffer.
yeah.
What's that? Yeah, like you play Ark. It's the same way as I play Minecraft for the most part now. I play it purely vanilla because I like that experience. That's how I like to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try New World when it came out? Speaking of MMOs,
No, I didn't. Is that the Amazon one?
That's the Amazon one, and I really kind of vibed with it. Like I think it was
heard
because
some people complain about it, but then yeah, there were a lot of people that were pleasantly surprised.
yeah, because I like that was the first MMO I'd really played. I was like, hey, this is cool. I like this, and it's based it's based off another game. It's in the same universe. I can't remember what it is. That's gone.
New World.
It's based off. Yeah, New World. It's based off another game, another fantasy game. Dan will kill me because I don't know this. It's one of his jams. Fuck, it's gone.
Is it another MMO?
No, it's not an MMO. It's not based off it's based off an entirely different game. It's a RPG, I think.
Wonder if I know. I don't.
Dan,
know.
if you're listening to this, help me out here. Remind me in Discord when you hear this and go, hey, it was this game. Pillars of Eternity. Set in the Pillars of Eternity universe.
I was so sad. That came free on Epic Store last week, and I forgot to bloody download it.
Oh no.
By like a couple hours. I got the Long Dark. I got the Long Dark. I am keen to check that out, but Pillars of Eternity has been on my Steam wish list for so long.
What's been holding you back from buying it to start with?
The commitment, I think.
Commitment,
again,
yeah,
it's a big game. I think I need to get back into gaming off stream. I find it so hard though because I'm like,
you feel guilty,
I may as well turn my stream on, and you feel so guilty.
I've struggled with that as well. I mean, my scenario is a little different to yours, because at the moment I'm working like 50, 60-hour weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 12-hour days. I'm getting home at the end of the day. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm just like, I'm either gonna watch TV, play half an hour of video games, or pass out. And I don't want to turn on my stream for half an hour. So I just stream on my days off, and then it's like, so I've kind of been forced into that routine, which has kind of been nice. And then during the day when I'm at home with the kids, boot up something in the PlayStation because it's upstairs in the main lounge room, and just hang out with them and do that. And like, so because my streaming room is kind of very kind of separate from the house, it's like underneath the house, and I've got to go through all these doors and shit. It's like, it's out of the way. So I've kind of been forced into this habit of just gaming off the stream a lot more, which has been nice, and I've been really enjoying it. There's nothing better than laying on the couch upside down and playing Spider-Man.
I miss couch gaming, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Like I do, but it is so hard to get out of that mentality. Like I may as well just do it in the office and turn the camera on and possibly meet some new people and make some pocket money, like it's
see that's another thing for you. You're I mean, you're not relying on earning money from it, but you earn some money, which kind of helps with things for you, especially when it comes to like your equipment and stuff.
Yeah, I have decided to take a bit of a step back because of the burnout, I think is a big thing. But I also always just viewed live streaming not as my end goal. It is like you got to be in that lucky 1% to succeed and actually feasibly live off live streaming. That was never my goal. I want to work in the industry, that's for sure. Whether it's I study and work in games, or I've been doing a bit of voice acting and voiceovers.
I'd
So
love to get into that kind of stuff. I've been
it would
meaning
be
to
really
kind
cool.
of look
But
into it.
I can't do accents, and that
Yeah,
is a huge hindrance. It absolutely is. Because there's hardly any Australian representation in games. That's why I was so excited about Helena in the Arc series and stuff as well. Like, it's just, and when it is, it's so like, Struth, crikey, put a shrimp on the bar.
It's very put on.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
even I think I've seen this with a lot of voice actors as well. Even if they are Aussie and they have to play an Aussie character, they're like told to like go heavy on it. Like, just go full bogan. It's like, yeah, nah, mate, she be right, eh? Fucking,
no, that's not knife. It's a knife. Oh, God.
I think the best for Aussie voice acting I've heard is the Marines in Halo, because they're all Aussie, and it's great. It's not too much. You just hear he's like, yeah, that's nice. But yeah, voice acting's. I'd love to get into voice acting again. I'm not amazing with a lot of accents. I have a few, but I don't have a very diverse range.
Yeah.
But you can train for that too, though. Like, it's not a course. It's just kind of practicing and talking to yourself a lot.
Yeah, I had the same issue before I started streaming. I used to run a small business, like, in between having my babies.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was just doing so much manual work. The money wasn't making sense. It wasn't computing. And that's the sort of point I'm at now, where I'm investing so much time into streaming. And I get a sense of fulfillment from it, like, emotionally, because I'm meeting new people and socially as well. But when it comes to the financial, a lot of people don't like talking about it, but financially,
it's really hard to sustain, and it's very unpredictable too.
It's so sporadic. It's unpredictable. Exactly. Like, there is no weekly wage. It's, you could have an amazing month and then have a shit month, and it's, you can't really live like that. It's so
fickle. And it's like, there was something that I looked at as well when I kind of started. I'm like, do I want to like aim to do this like as a financial thing? And I'm like, well, I've got kids and a wife and people that rely on me to make money. I can't take something on that risky.
Exactly, yeah.
And be comfortable with that kind of decision, which is so very kind of what the fuck
ever. It's such a volatile. It's it is. I don't understand how so many people can make it full time, or they are. I think
work
that
hard. Real hard.
Yeah, they're either working like really really hard, or they're not paying rent and bills and food, and you know what I mean. It must be there's something else there that I don't know about, because like my rent alone is like $355 a week. Like, I don't make $355 a week. I've never done full time. I wouldn't do full time, but it's definitely gotten to a point now where, like, my daughter starts kindergarten next year, then she's going to be in school, and then I've got 2 kids in school, and so next year I think is my last year to really
have a go at
it. Give it a go. I've got a career to fall back on if I need to, but last year to really give it a shove. Crack. Yeah.
See, that's why I started, because I mean, I had my career already, and I was kind of at a point with it where I was like, this is going anywhere. Like, my career, like as far as I could go, I'd kind of gone. I'm like, all right, well, this is where I am. I'm kind of stuck doing this, and I mean, I love cooking. For those who don't know, I'm a chef. Hi. And I love that lifestyle. I love doing what I do. I love getting in the kitchens and just fucking the camaraderie and stuff. And it was really, really good. But I got to a point, I was like, everything's boring. I'm not learning anything new, and this is all easy. And I kind of looked at streaming as something new to do on the side that was kind of fun and a bit challenging and would teach me new things. Like, the amount of things I've learned just like for the last 3-4 years I've been streaming, fucking never would have thought. I built a PC. I didn't know I could do that, and that's really cool. And now my career's kind of, I found a new pathway to go, so I'm chasing that down at the moment, which is required.
You are with the cooking
time for me. Yeah, with the cooking, yes.
Yeah.
So this is the whole reason I moved to Brisbane, because I was stuck in a small town, no prospects. I'd kind of reached the cap of how much I could earn. I mean, I was fairly well respected throughout the hospitality industry locally. So anyway, I'd always have a job if I wanted one. But I felt I was just like pressed up against the ceiling, and I needed to either break through it or give up.
Yeah.
And I found a job that was promising. It's with which is the one I'm working with now. It's a large corporation, and it means that I've got somewhere to climb, which I've been doing, which has been really good.
Yeah, it's so good to have goals.
Yeah, exactly. And that drive has kind of got me back in. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love doing this again. And that's why it's streaming. It's kind of like, I'll do it when I can, because I still love doing it. It's so much fun, but it's very much backseat for me now. I'm just like, whatever. I'll be here 1 or 2 days a week if I can.
Yeah, and you must be so exhausted as well.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
It's been a hard, especially like once we went on like lockdown and we were out of work, and that was the longest I had in my life. I hadn't worked. It was 3 months, and it was fucked, and I hated it. I hated it so fucking much. And I went straight back into 60 hours a week. And I was fucking wrecked for about a month. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing to myself? So I'm finally like having energy again now after work, which is nice, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a fucking wild year,
to say the least.
Yeah. Should we haven't done this yet. Should we talk about some deals? What's going on in the... Yes, let's talk some deals.
I've been hiding from winter Steam sales. I've not looked.
Neither have I. I
don't need any more games. No.
But we always do this every week. I mean, I've thrown structure out the window because fuck it, why not? But we should probably go over the deals because people like to hear about those.
All right, let's hear them.
So, PlayStation. Funny we mentioned this earlier. It's like I almost thought about it. Death Stranding. $25. That's for the deals.
Is it only $25 on PlayStation?
$25 on PlayStation.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's real good. They've got some fantastic winter deals on at the moment. Everywhere does. I picked this one because I know you love the game, so I was like, we'll throw that in there. I'm getting smart. Yeah. I'm learning. Over on PlayStation Plus this week, we have Worms Rumble. Worms, like you've never played it before, with intense real-time arena-based 32 cross-platform combat.
Yeah.
Worms is
I
fun.
can't. It's not. I need turn-based. Like
you need turn-based. You can't do chaos.
Don't ruin Worms for me. No, it needs to be turn-based. I know it's not for me, but yeah.
Yeah. We also have Just Cause 4. Action-packed open-world sandbox. You help Rico Rodriguez hunt down the truth about his past at any cost, and you blow up cows and attach rockets to them. That game is a lot of fucking fun. Like you get these like little rocket things, and you can throw them at anything and they stick. So I got a bus, right? I got a bus, and I attach them all, and it's all physics-based. So you've got to have them pointing the right way. It can be a bit fucky to do, and then I put. You have like inflatable balloon things you put on top to drag them up as well. And I put rockets in the back. I made the fucking Fortnite boss in Just Cause 4.
Oh my God.
It was amazing.
You sound very proud. I wish I saw this.
So good. It's somewhere on my Twitter feed. I'll find it. I'll link it to you later. It's amazing. Last game we have on the freebies this week is Rocket Arena. New 3v3 rocket shooter, which looks like a lot of fun. It's very bleeding edge in its appearance.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's 3v3 rockets only, which is just fun. It reminds me of Halo days when you're like, yeah, it's absolute chaos. Rockets and swords on small maps is the best thing you'll ever do. Yeah, looks like a really fun game, really cartoony, really bright and vibrant. Definitely worth picking up. Over on Xbox this week, our games with gold, we have The Raven Remastered, Bleed 2, and Stacking. I know none of these games. So The Raven Remastered, an ancient ruby is stolen from a British museum at the crime scene. A raven feather is someone trying to follow the footsteps of the Raven, the legendary master thief who disappeared years before. So it's very like a mystery police solving crime thing. I think you might actually like it.
Is it like Broken Sword style? Or?
I think it's closer to noir.
Okay.
Kind of. From what I saw of the clips before. Bleed 2 is a fast-paced action arcade game. It's a 2D platformer kind of style, with bi-colorful, looks like a lot of fun. And we have Stacking from Tim Schafer's Double Fine Productions. Explore a vintage world inhabited by living Russian stacking dolls. As you jump into more than 100 unique dolls and use their special abilities to solve a wide variety of puzzles and challenges. So it's a babushka game.
A babushka.
It would
interesting.
Be, yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Over on Deals with Gold this week, we have the Blair Witch for $16.
They took that off Game Pass? Did they take it off Game Pass? It was on Game Pass, Blair Witch.
It probably still is.
It released on Game Pass.
Oh, that's right. It still would be too, maybe.
That's what I thought.
This is a bad deal. Go play it on Game Pass. Fuck, that's a month of Game Pass right there. Go do that.
Yeah, if it's free, check it out. But yeah, it wasn't. It was a little of a flop for me.
Was it a flop for you? I know you were kind of looking forward to it. I never saw what your thoughts were on that, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Over on the Switch camp this week, we have Immortals Phoenix Rising for $40.
I got to play that game. Everyone's telling me to play it.
I've heard it's a lot like Zelda, and I was like,
Breath of the Wild. I think one of my community members said it was like Breath of the Wild, but like Assassin's Creed style open world.
Yeah, see, I didn't like Breath of the Wild that much.
I didn't either.
I thought
everyone's like, what?
Yeah, it was like, this game is amazing. You've got to play it. And I'm walking through the world, and I'm like, this is fucking boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of secrets, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I did the first thing, the elephant. Like, I only did that first machine thing, and then, I never went back to it.
I played through it. I stuck through it. I said, no, I'm going to finish it. So I beelined it because, I mean, I know this can be like, speedrunners love this game because there's like heaps of easy ways, because you can go straight to the boss if you want. You can skip all the side shit and walk straight into the boss room and win. Yeah, so you can just like, all right, I need a weapon, I need this, you go and get those, off to the boss, you kill him, game over. It changes the fight a little bit. So if you go and get the 4 great machines, it which is what I did because I need all the fucking help I can get, and they help you damage the boss at a certain point in the fight, which is really cool to see. I
only did the first machine, and I think destructible weapons was a really big.
That's what hurt me as well. I was like, painful. I've got to go find this weapon, do these things, and it lasts me a fight. And I'm like, what the fuck? And there's no repairing. Like, if there was repairing, sure, whatever. You've got to collect materials, repair. I could get about that. But it's just like, oh no, you've got to wait to the blood moon and then go get more. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in the game. But I haven't enjoyed like a Zelda game since Ocarina of Time. Like, that was my jam.
Right, it's hard to top, right? It's so hard to top.
I'd love it if they remade it.
Yes, but Immortals Phoenix Rising, we've heard good things. Go and play it at $40, especially for a Switch game. We never see new games on the Switch this fucking low.
Switch games are so expensive. Yes. Nintendo, like, games, like...
Calm your shit. We have a monopoly on our market. Fucking give us the game for $20 cheaper after a year. I went to go buy Breath of the Wild digitally. It's still the same price as a new fucking game. Nintendo, what the fuck?
Terrible. They can do it. They get away with it, I guess.
Know, it's the worst. Because it's like...
nostalgia. People will pay for the nostalgia.
Nintendo, like, we're all friendly and shit. No, they're not. They're not. I've seen what you do to your mobile games, Nintendo. Don't fucking start on me. Terrible. All of them.
Yeah, I'll probably get it on PC though.
Actually, speaking of, it is. We'll get to it in a minute. Actually, it's what's up next. The
Epic Store.
It is on sale. It's on sale everywhere. So if you want to go get Immortals Phoenix Rising, it is on sale everywhere around the same price. So Epic Store have a massive thing going on. They have a holiday sale. I'm kind of putting this aside because it's big. They have a holiday sale which is up to 75% off games. Games including Sid Meier's Civilization 6, which is 75% off. Watch Dogs Legion, which is 33% off. Star Wars Squadrons, which is 40% off, and Immortals Phoenix Rising is about $40 as well, and that's Australian. So if you're looking for it, go get that now.
Yeah, I want
that's if you're okay with Epic. Well. I know people are a bit about Epic still, and that's fine. I don't give a shit either. They give me free games. I don't care.
Yeah.
Which is speaking of free games from Epic this week. They're doing a huge Christmas giveaway, so they're having free games every day until the 31st of this month.
Yeah, what's today's free game?
All right, so today, as of time of recording, I don't know if it'll still be there in a few hours because I know it's kind of getting close to the time, is Metro Redux 2033.
Yes, someone mentioned that. We were talking about it because, yeah, Metro, the first 2 games were so good. We don't need to talk. I didn't like Exodus. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, really? I loved it. I loved Exodus. It was one of my top. I'm pretty sure it was my game of the year that year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I really got into it. I loved it. I thought it was great. But I've always loved the Metro series too. Like, I need to go back. I need to go and get the books. Because apparently there is so much fucking good lore in there I need to get into.
I would definitely be interested in reading more into that universe for sure.
Yeah,
it's really
definitely.
I was talking about that.
They had to change up the Metro thing as well. I mean, it was still walking in tunnels. I think they did an okay job of that. Culture
shock for me. I don't know. It was a very different game.
The story was good in it though. I really enjoyed the story. Anyway, other games you can grab. There was a list leaked for the free games that were coming up. So Metro Redux was one of them. Alien Isolation, Tropico 5, Inside, Darkest Dungeon, My Time in Portia, Night in the Woods, Stranded Deep, Torchlight 2, and Jurassic World Evolution are all apparently on the way over the next few days. So they're games you can probably look out for. Yeah.
I gotta keep an eye out for those too.
Yeah, so we'll try to miss it. I'm gonna try my best. I'm very busy this next week because Christmas and hospitality are great, but I will try my best on the Thumbs Twitter, which you should go follow at Left Pod, to make sure I mention which games up that day and remind everyone which is there. I'll try. No promises though, but I will do my best.
I'll try and check it every day.
Yeah, just check it because I mean, as much as people give Epic shit for being Epic, the free games they put up there are usually pretty fucking solid. They've come a long
way. Like they were known as the Fortnite launcher for so long, but they're more than that now. For sure. I mean,
they had to brute force their way very ungraciously into that kind of arena, which I mean, it still is upsetting. That's why people are kind of about Epic is the way they kind of handled that. But I mean, if you can get past that, they have some fantastic games on there.
I definitely overlook them too much. Thankfully, I have some community members that are like, hey, this is on Epic, go get it, and they'll remind me, but I definitely don't check it enough. I've probably missed out on some great games.
Yeah, I've missed out on a couple I really regret. And I mean, because I do the podcast every week, I'm like, I've got to check it. And I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like, oh yes, we have to get this downloaded. And I'll play it. And then I forget. And then I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. But
have you played Hades? Hades is one I want to play. Everyone's
roguelites do me in because I die.
I usually don't like them either. I usually don't, but everyone's like raving about this game.
It looks fucking cool. I've watched some gameplay.
I love Greek mythology, so that's why I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, you still have to play Odyssey.
I know.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I mean, you get to it's not really spoilers. You get to fight the fucking Minotaur.
Oh my god, I want to play it.
And it's so fucking cool. I mean,
I really need a game that's just gonna like grab me, grip me, and like pull me in. I think that I get so caught up in analytics in streaming now, like it definitely takes away some of the enjoyment. Like if I see I don't have many viewers, and you don't, as a variety streamer, you do not have many viewers in story games. And I understand that because I wouldn't go and watch someone play an RPG. From start to finish. Like I understand the logistics of it, but yeah, I wish it didn't affect me so much because I think I've definitely missed out on some really good games.
Well, I have a mission for you this year coming up.
Okay.
I want you to get more into couch gaming. I want you playing some single player shit. I want that to be your goal. I want you to set like a day. I don't care if it's like a few hours. Try. I can see that I roll. Don't. I'm with you. I need to. I do need to do it. I think it'll do you the favor because I mean honestly, it's kind of what's been pulling me out of Burnout a little bit.
Yeah.
Like because I'm like, oh, I can just chill out and play half an hour, and it's like you're comfortable.
Guilt, man. The guilt. But
exactly.
I mean, I've taken a step back now, so if I do it in that time where I've taken a step back, I maybe won't feel so guilty because I wasn't going to be streaming then anyway, I guess. But I try and do things like now that I've taken that time off, I'm trying to spend it doing other things, so it's hard. Yeah, I've always associated the last 3 years I've associated gaming with streaming now, and it's weird because like it's a complete mind flip after playing games solo for so long.
You haven't played by yourself a lot since you've started streaming, right?
Mm-mm.
You will find you keep talking.
Probably. Wouldn't that be weird?
I mean, I was doing it beforehand. Like, that's my wife's like, you should do the streaming thing because you fucking I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, no, just this fucking weird NPC that's been an asshole. And she's like, it makes sense that you do what you do now. But it's just you will find that. I think you will talk to yourself a lot more. But good transition though for doing that is playing with the kids. Bigger game. Co-op.
My son now, because he's 6, he's going 7 next year. He's finally getting into. He's a gamer. He's going to be a gamer. I can tell. He took to gaming on all platforms. He's played PlayStation, Xbox, PC. He's just taken to it like crazy. So I'm looking forward to him. He needs more patience. He definitely needs more patience for.
Yeah, that's a learned skill, that one.
Yeah, right now it's Minecraft, and like Bendy was his real first go at it, and I think it was largely motivated from YouTube. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot of those moments with him playing games and stuff. I'm looking forward to that.
It's good. Just even just watching them play is just fucking joy, right? So good.
Well, his sister, he's been teaching because his sister, my daughter, she's 4, and she's been like she's never really been good at gaming. Like she's like older generation where they're lean, like when you're turning. Like
I still do that. This is why I love twisty chairs, because I can just pretend I'm fidgety, but like, I'm gonna go this way.
And why am I turning? Like she's like that. But these last couple of weeks from school holidays, I don't know, my son's been so much more patient in teaching her Minecraft. And even though he mostly just sits there changing her outfits and stuff like that, but the camaraderie
skin store is the devil, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're like the way they're starting to bond over video games. It's so heartwarming, and it's like that is what was my relationship with my brothers. Outside of gaming, it was like non-existent. But when we gamed together, like
we really meshed. Yeah, but my kids have done the same, because the older one taught the second oldest one this, and then they're both teaching the youngest one now. And my second oldest just finished his first game, which was the first Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
that was his first completion, and now my youngest is working on Miles Morales as his first completion as well. He's very, very close. So, and I think the superhero games help, because they're all like big superhero fanboys like me. Because I mean, it's a whole thing, and
naturally,
yeah, exactly. But it's fucking fantastic to see. It really is.
And I joke about it all the time, like that the kids are we're gonna show them games. So back in our day, we played this game. This game is amazing, and they're like, "Mom, I can't even smell the ocean. I can't even feel the breeze in my face. Like this is retro.
Does this even have dynamic lighting?
Like I can't even feel this car moving. Like I'm standing here doing nothing."
You've got VR, don't you? Have you got your kids into VR yet?
Yeah, briefly. Right. I've had to step back from VR myself. The more immersive these games have gotten, the sicker they are making me, like physically sick.
Wow.
I can't stomach VR. The latest one I tried was Half-Life Alyx, which was phenomenal. Like I've never experienced anything like it, but it made me so sick. Couldn't play it.
Yeah, I need to get a kit, because I'm desperate to play Alex, and I just want to flail around at Beat Saber because it looks fun as fuck.
I would recommend. I know that in Victoria, I imagine they have it everywhere, like a VR cafe. Like you go to a cafe and try it first. Because if you get motion sick,
there's an arcade not far from me, and they have there's two VR setups. There's like a roller coaster one, which fucked me up really badly. I was like, my kid's like, yeah,
that
so
would make
fun.
you
Like,
sick. Yeah.
And then there was like a Transformers one where you all stand in 4 different quadrants and you have to like teleport around and shoot. I had the best time. It was so good. I loved it. No motion sickness whatsoever. So I think I'll be okay with teleporty games. Not so much the, hey, we're going for a ride and you can't control anything kind of deal. So
it usually gives you an option to snap. Like you can play in a way where you're actually using joysticks to move. Like a normal controller, but you're in your head. And that's where I think you get sick, because your mind's like, I'm moving, but my body is not. Like, and it doesn't
quite compute. Yeah, it take a certain amount of training. And then, certain amount of training yourself to kind of get to it. And then again, there's people that just can't do it because it's just not the way their brain works. Sometimes
you need a lot of room too, which sucks. I do not have a very large room.
Yeah, no, neither do I. I can touch the wall behind me. I have a workout challenge for my stream thing, and I'm like constantly having to like move my chair out and do the things. Oh, terrible. But should cover it for the week, Zee. Thank you very much for coming on and just talking shit. It was kind of nice. I haven't done this in a bit.
Oh no, we haven't had a catch up in a while either. It's just been crazy.
Yeah, it's been insane. We do need to catch up more. So if that means I have to drag your ass on this podcast every once in a while, we'll do that, and we'll catch up with your couch gaming endeavors. But,
I promise, I will do it. I definitely will. It's
good.
Something I wanted to do anyway.
Awesome. So, the people at home, where the fuck can they find you on the interwebs?
On the interwebs. I try and keep it simple. You can find me on Twitch where I live stream. So twitch.tv/MissZee_AU. I got stuck with the AU. And then on Twitter, same thing. Twitter.com/MissZeeAU. That's it.
AU. Is it the _AU for Twitter as well? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, go check her out. Zee is fantastic. I've known her for a long time. And I love her, and you should love her as well.
Thank you. Always good to catch up.
It is. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch very rarely at deft_puppies, pretty well everywhere. If you would like to get in contact with the cast, you can find us on Twitter at left_pod. Also find us on YouTube. Just search 2 Left Thumbs Podcast. One day we will get the custom nameplate and it'll be amazing. But until then, just kind of search for us. We're there. We generally try and put out our videos a couple of days after. I've been busy. I haven't done last week's yet. I've been slack. We also will be getting back to live streaming from there once I finish arguing with Streamlabs OBS. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. It's having some issues. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening and hanging out and doing something a little different. You guys have a fantastic week. A Merry fucking Christmas. And I'll be back next week with hopefully something a little special. Until then, bye.